show. Now, we all know that I love to cook, but who doesn't love a little takeout every once in a while? Honestly, I love a drive-through. You get to talk to a person in a machine, and then you get to drive through, and then you see their face, you give them money, and they give you food. What a delight. But today, I thought it might be fun to show you how to make my all-time favorite fast food order. This is my take on takeout. Something maybe a little controversial, and that is because my very favorite takeout item comes from a chain where a clown gives you a hamburger. That is the vibe. But I never go for that hamburger for obvious reasons. But even when I did eat meat, my very favorite thing to order was that crispy fried fish sandwich. It's a sleeper hit. Listen, I know a lot of people are like, I don't know, but it is so delicious. There's like a moment of reverence when I sit in the car and I open that little box and I just take a bite. The world drifts away, and I just am like, oh my gosh, it's so good. It's creamy, it's salty, it's cheesy, there's crispiness. So I'm gonna show you how to make my version of a crispy fried fish sandwich. So to get started on this, we wanna get to work on our batter. And we actually wanna dredge our fish first, then make a batter. So into this dish, just like a shallow kind of bowl, I'm gonna combine half a cup of all-purpose flour. That's gonna allow this batter to get a little bit sticky and gloopy to stick onto that fish. It also goes nice and golden brown. Flour likes to toast up and kind of take on that beautiful color. But I'm also gonna add in a half of a cup of cornstarch. Cornstarch does not like going brown, but it does like going very, very crispy. So I'm gonna add that right on into that bowl. And this combination of these two things is a classic combo for me in my kitchen anytime I'm frying something. Anytime I'm making like an onion ring, anything like that, I always do a mixture of cornstarch and flour for kind of both the properties that they bring. Now I'm just gonna whisk that together a little bit. And then I have got some haddock here. Anytime you are making like a fried fish sandwich or fish and chips or something, I like using a firmer white fish. Haddock is great because it's often reasonably priced or on sale. I love it so much. You could also do cod, you could do halibut if you're feeling fancy. But this makes enough for 4 fillets. I'm just gonna do 2 today though. So I'm just gonna toss those right into that flour mixture just to give them a light coating. This coating here is kind of the initial kind of start to everything. It's gonna make it so the batter that I'm gonna make is gonna stick onto that fish. If I were to go onto this fish just like bare, it wouldn't work as well, it wouldn't get stuck to there, and you wouldn't have a nice crispy coating of all of that delicious crunch that we want. So just shake off any excess, and I'm just gonna set that aside. And now into all of this flour and cornstarch that I have left over, I'm gonna add in some leavening agent. So the first thing I need is a teaspoon of baking powder. That's gonna give you a little tiny bit of fluff as these crisp up in the fryer. It gives you that like lighter batter flavor. It's so tasty. Then I'm gonna throw in a teaspoon of salt, give it a good seasoning, give that a whisk together. And then for the liquid for this batter, I don't know about you, but if I'm having like a fish and chip or a fried fish, I want a beer batter, because why not, right? It gives it more flavor, it's super tasty. Now the trick with a beer batter or any sort of batter is you want to use a cold liquid. So I've got a cold lager here. You need about 2/3 of a cup of that beer. You can use whatever you like. I'm gonna terribly pour this. My grandpa who owned a bar will be mortified about this pour. But essentially you want to measure it to about 2/3 of a cup. Where are we? Don't worry, the foam's gonna go down. This is not that bad. Don't worry. Ooh, yeah. So you want 2/3 of a cup of that beer. If you didn't want to use beer here, you could totally use soda water. That would work perfectly. But the beer does add extra flavor, which is really nice. So I'm gonna add that right into that flour mixture and give that a whisk together. Now, since there is cornstarch in there too, this does kind of like get a little tight kind of quickly, but it's gonna be absolutely beautiful. You want this to look almost like a thin pancake batter because you don't want a really thick coating. That baking powder is gonna puff up, give you a thicker coating, but like nice and light and delicious. Also, those bubbles of that beer are gonna give you even more lightness. It's gonna be crispy and wonderful. So that is looking delish to me. Just give it a whisk until all those lumps are gone. And then for frying this fish, I'm gonna switch sides. This dredged fish is gonna go right on into this batter and then into my pot. And I've got my pot with oil, about 2 inches of a neutral canola oil or vegetable oil. And I wanna have that on around medium heat and heat that to 350 degrees. So I'm gonna grab those fish fillets and one at a time, pop it into that batter, and it's just the thinnest coating. You're gonna be like, Mary, this is not enough coating. I want more crunch, but it's gonna get crunchy and delish. So just let most of that drip away, and then carefully, laying the fish in away from you, pop it into that hot oil, and it immediately sounds and looks delicious. You can see it puffs up. It gets a little gnarly. There's some little kind of bubbles going on in there. Now this fish, because it's on the thinner side, but it's still nice and firm, it cooks up in only about 6 minutes. So just give it a flip every once in a while, letting it go until it is golden brown and cooked through. So while that fish, oh my gosh, fries, it already smells like beer. So you know I'm gonna like do a little, Two-thirds of a cup of beer, you get the bonus beer. That's your chef snack. But now I'm gonna get to work on my very favorite sauce. I love a tartar sauce. It's everything I love in a bowl. We got mayonnaise, we got pickles, we got capers, we got herbs. So to get started on this, I'm gonna add about half a cup of mayonnaise into my bowl. And I'm just gonna whisk that together. You can buy tartar sauce. You can get it in those little packs, but homemade tartar sauce is so bright and fresh and delicious. So to bring more of that brightness in, I'm gonna add the zest and juice of half of a lemon right on into there. The zest is not 100% necessary, but boy, oh geez, does it give you a ton of flavor. It just makes it bright and tasty and wonderful. It gives you like the flavor of lemon without watering down that mayonnaise too much. A little bit of juice goes a long way. It gives it a little bit more of a like saucy, messy texture, which honestly you don't usually want with takeout food because you're eating it in a car, but I love. If I get covered in tartar sauce, that's a good day, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, all right. Now there's a couple pips in there, we'll fish them out later, but that's okay. Now I'm gonna add in some of those crunchy, crispy, salty guys. So I need about 3 tablespoons of dill pickle, chopped up dill pickle. So just grab, usually that's about 1 kind of medium-sized pickle. I'm gonna dice that up. And fun story about me and pickles in general. So does anyone remember going to the grocery store when you were a kid, and if you went to like the back bakery section, they'd sometimes give you like a free cookie? Yeah. It was great. People loved that cookie. You know what I didn't want? A cookie. I wanted pickles. So my mom would bring me to the pickle aisle. First thing she'd do, I'd be sitting up in the buggy, and she would get a jar of pickles, and I'd sit there, crack it open, sitting in that cart eating a whole jar of pickles, and then she would pay a very, very confused attendant for an empty jar of pickles. Honestly, if I come by it naturally, I like weird food, and it's always good. All right, 3 tablespoons of those pickles go right in there. And then I'm also gonna add in something else that's almost briny pickly, and that is capers. Capers are delicious. They're the bud of a flower. They're super wonderful, and they bring a ton of salt into this mix. So just about 2 tablespoons of capers are gonna go in. They're gonna kind of run away. Now onto those capers, I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of dill. Fresh dill is perfect. If you have dried, you can feel free to use it. It's not gonna be as bright and fresh. And I'm also gonna toss in about 2 tablespoons of parsley. Now just give this a good chop. You can roughly chop or finely chop, whatever works for you. I do like those capers to be on the smaller side because then you kind of get like more little bites of them. So give that a mince up. Add that on into the bowl. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about this. I love tartar sauce. Now, since there's a good amount of salt because of those capers, because of that pickle, I'm just gonna add pepper in. There's no need for salt here. If you wanted to, feel free, but it's gonna be salty enough, and that's me saying that. We've all seen me with salt. So give that a mix together. This tartar sauce is looking out of control. Those fresh herbs give brightness. It also makes you feel a little better. You're eating a deep fry sandwich. Put some green in there. Green's always good. All right, that's looking beautiful. I'm gonna check on my fish. Ooh, look at it. It's looking golden brown. Gonna give it a flip. Let's take a little gander at the other side. Oh my gosh, golden and crispy. Now, of course, you can get it from a friendly clown who sells burgers with his strange purple friend. Everyone remembers the purple guy, right? Okay, cool, we got it. But I love making my own. So before the break, we made this beautiful crispy fried fish with that beautiful beer batter. It smells out of control in here. It is crispy, crunchy, golden, and it's gonna be so delicious. The thing about that batter, because we put that baking powder in there, because of that beer, it's fluffed up, it's crispy and light, and I'm so excited about it. I'm gonna hit it with a little bit of salt just as soon as it comes out of the fryer, because that's gonna help stick that salt onto there. But this is the main thing. Anytime I tell people, I'm like, here's a recipe, you're gonna deep fry. I don't know about you, but I have the issue where I'm like, what the heck am I supposed to do with this oil now? Unless I'm making this exact sandwich again relatively soon, I don't know what to do. But I recently discovered this product, and I'm really excited about it. when we were talking about this segment, I was like, can I talk about it? So we're getting in there. So there is this thing I found online. It's called Fry Away. There's a couple different varieties of it, but essentially it is almost like something that gelatinizes oil, hot cooking oil, and it makes it into something that you can actually dispose of, because in most municipalities, here in Toronto is one of them, you can actually throw your cooking oil into your green bin, into your organic waste. If you're getting rid of a ton of oil, that's a different story, but something like this for home use, do not put it down your drain. You will have the worst pipes ever. So what you want to do is actually use this product or something like it, get it. It kind of looks like little flakes of wax. So you're gonna grab that and you wanna actually scatter it into your hot oil. This kind of acts to almost make a gelatin-like kind of puck of the oil. So sprinkle it over top, give it a stir in, and then set that oil aside to cool completely. Once it's cooled, you get something that looks like this. This is the most wild thing ever. It is literally rock solid. You just take it, isn't it kind of weird and gross? But you can just walk around. What a good party prank, hey? Walk around. Yeah, you're not gonna spill because it's basically rubber. You can throw that into your organic waste and you are good to go. No sopping it up with paper towel, nothing like that. This is like my new kitchen hack. I'm very excited about it. All right, now I am gonna get to work on building these delicious sandwiches. So we've got that crispy, beautiful fried fish. I've got some nice classic burger buns over here. The sesame seeds, you can take them or leave them. I love it so much. One of my main bones to pick though with this clown is that he only puts half of a piece of processed cheese on the sandwich, and I want a whole piece of processed cheese. I used to call this wiggly cheese when I was a kid, back when I was a pickle eating champ. So I like using that whole piece of that beaut. Honestly, I love a wiggly cheese. Look at this stuff. So good. It's so delicious. It makes one heck of a grilled cheese. It's perfect on a burger, and it is so good on this sandwich. So I'm just gonna open those babies up, which I never thought I would do this on TV. But it's great. I'm gonna top it with that beautiful piece of crispy, crunchy fried fish right on there. And then you cannot forget about this amazing tartar sauce. Now, I go big on the tartar sauce because obviously you just spoon it over top, pop it down, because if it's not messy, you're not doing it right. Pop a lid on, and then for that extra kind of fried takeout vibe, serve it with a side of a potato chip, and let me tell you, you are in for a treat. Okay, I'm too excited and I'm gonna take a bite. Okay, am I gonna get lipstick everywhere? Probably. Let's give it a go. Okay, one, which angle? There you go, we got it. 1, 2, 3. A moment of reverence for the fried fish sandwich. Hey, Mary here. What did you think? Drop your comments below and don't forget to like and subscribe for more of the good stuff.